Have you ever wondered how an ancient Cold War-era missile system continues to play a vital role in modern conflicts? It's hard to imagine something from the 1970s still being in action today, but that's exactly what's happening with the Soviet-built 9K-33 OSA, also known as the SA-8 Gecko. This is no ordinary piece of military hardware. This missile system is still in use, decades after its creation. In today's video we will uncover the fascinating history of the SA-8, explore its incredible design, and show you how it has survived years of technological advancements. Stick with us to discover the story behind one of the most resilient weapons from the Cold War and why it's still used in battles across the globe, including the ongoing Syrian Civil War. Trust me, this story will surprise you. To understand how the SA-8 came to be, we need to step back in time to the early years of the Cold War. The Soviet Union, as you might know, was locked in a fierce arms race with the West. New technologies and weapons were being developed every year, and there was one thing that the Soviets needed desperately, something that could counter the growing threat from Western aircraft. The West had been building increasingly agile and fast low-altitude aircraft, which posed a significant challenge to Soviet air defenses. In response, the Soviet military decided to create a new type of weapon, one that could both defend the Soviet skies and follow the rapid pace of technological advancement. This led to the development of the 9K-33 OSA, or WASP, a self-propelled, wheeled amphibious surface-to-air missile system. It was designed to be faster, more mobile, and versatile, able to go from land to water without missing a beat. This vehicle wasn't just a missile launcher. It was a complete mobile defense system that could adapt to a variety of combat situations. The design process for this system began in 1965 at the NII-20 Research Institute, a key facility where Soviet engineers worked to create advanced military technology. By 1971, the OSA was ready to enter service. It was no longer just a concept. It was a powerful tool in the hands of Soviet forces. And soon enough, it would prove its worth on the battlefield. The OSA, which NATO would later call the SA-8 Gecko, was a 19-ton vehicle. Imagine that, a missile system that weighed almost as much as a small tank, but with the power to take down enemy aircraft from miles away. The vehicle itself was about 9 meters long, 2.75 meters wide, and 4.2 meters tall, which made it compact enough to move quickly over both land and water. It was also designed with amphibious capabilities so it could float and cross rivers or even operate in flood-prone areas, something that added to its adaptability on the battlefield. Powered by a 300 horsepower diesel engine, the SA-8 could travel at speeds up to 80 kilometers per hour on land, which is incredibly fast for such a large vehicle. In water, it wasn't quite as speedy, but it could still move at about 8 kilometers per hour. These capabilities made it perfect for the Soviet military, whose ground warfare strategies often included rapid advances over both land and water. The missile system itself was equally impressive. The 9K-33 used the 9M-33 missile, a piece of technology that could reach heights of up to 39,000 feet and travel over 9 miles. Imagine a missile speeding through the sky at over 1,000 meters per second, carrying a high-explosive warhead with the ability to detonate both on impact and when it came near its target. This was not a system designed for simple defense. It was made to take out fast, low-flying aircraft with extreme precision. But the OSA was more than just a machine with powerful weapons. It was a symbol of Soviet engineering at its peak. With its 6 large road wheels, the SA-8 could travel across rough terrain, while its sleek, shallow design helped it stay hidden from enemy radar. The launch system itself was a sight to behold. It featured 2 sets of 3 missile launch tubes that sat at the rear of the vehicle, and the radar system was mounted right in the middle of the vehicle, just above the driver's compartment. Once the SA-8 entered service in 1971, it wasn't long before it saw action. This missile system quickly made its way into the arsenals of Soviet-backed nations. The system became a reliable defense tool in conflicts around the world. It saw combat during the Lebanese Civil War in 1982, where it was used by Syrian forces. It also played a role in the Angolan Civil War, where its mobility proved invaluable in the dense forests and challenging terrain of southern Africa. One of the most fascinating things about the SA-8 is its incredible journey from the Cold War into the modern day. It wasn't just used in small-scale conflicts. It was also deployed during the Persian Gulf War of 1991, where it provided valuable defense for Iraqi forces against coalition aircraft. And then, in 2008, it appeared again in the South Ossetia War, showing that the OSA was still an important part of the Soviet legacy in regional conflicts. Despite the passing of decades, the SA-8 continues to serve in various parts of the world. Many countries, including Syria, Libya, and Ukraine, have used upgraded versions of the OSA system in recent conflicts. In fact, during the ongoing Syrian Civil War, which began in 2011, the SA-8 has played a crucial role in defending against modern air threats. Even though it's an old system, it's still effective in the right hands, especially when upgraded with modern technology. Over the years, several versions of the SA-8 were developed, each with its own improvements. The original 9K-33 became known as the SA-8A, and NATO later referred to it as the Gecko. But as time went on, the system evolved. In 1975, a naval version was introduced, known as the 9K-33M, which NATO called the SA-N4. Then, in the 1980s, new models of the OSA began to feature upgraded missiles with better range and more precise guidance systems. These were known as the 9K-33M2 and 9K-33M3, with the latter being labeled the SA-8B Gecko Mod 1 by NATO. The SA-8 was not just for the Soviet Union. It was exported to numerous allied nations, including Algeria, Cuba, India, Libya, Poland, and Syria. Some of these nations have updated their systems over the years, making them more capable of handling modern threats. Even countries that no longer use the SA-8 have kept versions of it in their inventories for historical and training purposes. The OSA's legacy continues, not just in the forms of its physical presence in conflicts but also in the way it has shaped modern air defense systems. Today's missile systems owe much to the groundbreaking design of the SA-8, which proved that a mobile amphibious missile platform could be a game-changer in the skies. The lessons learned from the SA-8 have influenced many of the missile systems we see in action today. So, now that you know the story of the SA-8 Gecko, its incredible design and its long-lasting impact on global conflicts, what do you think? Isn't it amazing that a missile system from the 1970s is still in use today, protecting countries and changing the course of battles? The legacy of the OSA is a reminder that in the world of military technology, innovation never truly dies, it only evolves. 16. If you enjoyed learning about this Cold War relic and want to discover more stories about military technology, history, and the fascinating battles that shaped our world, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video and feel free to leave a comment below. What do you think about the enduring power of old weaponry like the SA-8? Have you heard of any other Cold War weapons still in use today? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next video.